The 2022 Kink Switch is a very popular BMX bike because of the street specificity. It's a very solid choice, but for some people, it's better to spend $100 less and get the Kink Whip. Is the Switch a good choice for you? That's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. What's up guys, my name is Douglas, I run Dougsterbob.com and this YouTube channel, and I make helpful BMX content so that you don't have to try so hard when you're buying your BMX bike. I love what I do, but I also have lots of helpful tools and free content in the description that you would honestly be crazy to not use while you're researching your bike. We're going to be talking about the Kink Switch, and I need to let you know that the information about the Kink Switch is pulled from my Dougsterbob app. This analyzes over 80 different BMX bikes with a complex scoring system that gives it a score for street, park, dirt, quality, and everything that you could know about this bike. There's so much information. It's available on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, so make sure you grab that. Now the Kink Switch costs $100 more than the Kink Whip, making it a $600 BMX bike. This is about as much as 3,247 slices of Kraft American cheese. If you're feeling crazy, you could buy the cheese, but you'd probably rather buy the BMX bike. It only comes in one color. It comes in a matte oxblood black. One of the Dougsterbobbers that hangs out in the live streams all the time, named Brian, has been researching BMX bikes for what feels like a year. He's been narrowing it down to find the perfect BMX bike, and he finally pulled the trigger on the Kink Switch. He uploaded a video, I'll link it in the description if you guys want to watch it, and this matte oxblood black is a very interesting color. It doesn't really look as red as it does in the pictures until it gets out in the sunlight, but it's an interesting color. One side of the bike is like a burgundy red, the other side of the bike is black. Very, very interesting, very unique. The bike has a 20.75 inch top tube, which puts it right in between the Kink Whip's 20.5 and the Kink Whip XL's 21. This bike is going to be perfect for riders who are between 5'9" and 6 foot. The Kink Switch weighs 27.7 pounds, which is actually the same weight as the Kink Whip, until you remember that the Kink Switch comes with 2 pegs, making it slightly lighter than the Kink Whip if you take the pegs off. The Kink Switch scores a 6.9 in quality, meaning that the bike has a full chromoly frame, forks, and handlebars. This full chromoly is going to be a lot stronger than high tensile steel that you're going to find on other BMX bikes. Chromoly is just a 4130 steel, while high tensile steel is a 1020. It's just a lot stronger. We're not going to get in and talk about steel. It's just a lot stronger. So for anyone who's somewhat experienced or just wants a bike to last a little bit longer than your average cheap BMX bike, chromoly is a must. This bike has double wall rims, front and rear, which make it stronger than single wall rims. Double wall rims are less likely to bend, less likely to break when you case a jump or when you land heavy on a spin. And the Kink Switch has a free coaster. This is only the second time in Kink's lineup that we've seen a free coaster appear. The first one was the Kink Gap free coaster, and now the Kink Switch. A lot of people opt in for a free coaster because it allows you to roll backwards without pedaling. This unlocks certain street specific tricks, but it generally carries some slack, and you're going to need to do some research about free coasters and research about slacks before you make this decision. Because of the 6.9 quality score, I wouldn't recommend this bike for anyone over 200 pounds. If it was aftermarket chromoly, I would say, hey, this is a great bike for any weight limit, but since this is just normal full chromoly without the extra attention to detail and the extra quality that's in aftermarket parts like the Kink Williams, the We the People Envy, the Sunday Soundwave, the Kink Switch is only going to be recommended for people under 200 pounds since heavier people put extra stress on the bike. I'm 215 pounds and I've broken my fair share of normal chromoly. 3 similar options to the Kink Switch would be the We the People Crisis, the Kink Whip, and the Cult Devotion. If you're thinking about the Kink Switch, check out the reviews about these other 3 bikes before you make your decision so that you can know some other good options for you. Because of the 6.9 quality score and $600 price tag, this bike only scored an 8.3 in the value section. 8.3 is a really high value score, and we don't see anything over a 7 very often. So you can be assured that the Kink Switch is a high value BMX bike. When you spend $600, you're getting a pretty good bike for that money. Now the Kink Whip is a 10 value score because it's the same quality and $100 cheaper, but the Kink Switch has some different features that make it better for certain types of riders. I'll talk about that at the end, about what the differences are and who the Kink Switch actually is for. I used the Dougsterbob app to find bikes that had a better quality score for a lower price, and I only found one. The Sabrosa Letum is about $604 and scored a little bit better in quality. Another cool thing about the Letum is that it has 4 pegs and it has that free coaster, full chromoly frame, forks, and bars. So it's like the Kink Switch, about the same price, with more pegs, with a sprocket with a bash guard, and still has a free coaster. Now the Kink Switch is going to be for a bike rider who wants a very good value bike with pretty decent quality, but their main concern is going to be street functionality. Right out of the box, the Kink Switch comes ready to ride street, ready for grinds, and ready for fakie tricks. It has that free coaster, it has those pegs, and it has a very responsive 12.7-inch chainstay, which gives it a pretty good score in park. So I would say the person that gets this bike has a little bit of experience, wants a great value bike, and rides a little bit of street and a little bit of park. Like I said, the Switch is a little bit more responsive than most of Kink's specific bikes, making it a good choice for riding park, but because of the pegs, it adds in some street functionality, and you can put on those pegs, grind handrails, grind ledges, grind whatever you want. So riding park and street is what's recommended for the Kink Switch. The Kink Switch is a mid-level bike that will still take a beating because the person riding this bike is pretty serious about BMX. Keep in mind the quality of these parts are not pro level, so it's still common for certain things to break. The cool thing here is that the full chromoly frame, forks, and bars give you a good foundation to upgrade the other parts and make the bike better for your liking. I just want to be clear that though this is full chromoly, it's not going to last forever. If you want a bike that might last forever, you want something like the Sunday Soundwave, We the People Envy, We the People Battleship, Sunday Darkwave. There's a lot of $1,000 plus bikes that have insane quality that will last a lot longer than the Kink Switch. The quality of the Kink Switch is more than any beginner or mid-level rider needs. I just want to let you know it's not the best quality by any means. So my thoughts on the Switch is that this is a very good BMX bike. The $100 increase over the Kink Whip essentially pays for the pegs and the free coaster. This bike does have that 20.75-inch top tube option, which can fine-tune it to be a better size for certain riders. You know, if you're in that 5'6" to 5'9", you might be better off with the 20.5, but if you're right at 5'9", you're going to want to go with something like the 20.75, and the whip doesn't come in that option. It also has the street functionality. So the Kink Whip is better for dirt unless you put pegs and stuff on there. The Switch comes with that right out of the box. So if you're serious about that, if that's something that's valuable to you, the Kink Switch would be a better option for you. If you don't really care, you just want a really good value bike and you want to upgrade it with your own parts later on, the Kink Whip is going to be better for you. But all in all, the quality is about the same, and that $100 price tag isn't changing that. So if you think the Kink Switch is a good choice for you, I've put a link up here. This is going to take you to the best spot to buy the Kink Switch, free shipping over $100, and the Switch is only $600. Now, if you're still unsure, you need to fill out the free bike recommendation. This is my way of giving back to the community. You fill out a form, it tells me your budget, your height, your skill level. I look at that information and I send you back a PDF with 3 bikes that are perfect for you. These are handpicked, these are recommended for you, and most people end up buying one of the bikes that I pick. Maybe the Kink Switch is going to be on there. I don't know. You're going to have to fill it out and see. I know you guys enjoyed this review, so smash the like button and let me know which bike you want me to review next. Have a good rest of your day.